Okay, what's up, everybody? What is popping? How y'all doing? How is everybody doing? Let's just start there. Like, how are you guys? I know it's been a while, you guys. I'm so sorry. It's just been crazy times. A lot has been going on. You know what I'm saying? But as a lot of you know, I just got saved. And, I'm just living it up in my Christianity, y'all. Okay. So I had to take a step back from Michael for a little bit to figure this all out. But now that I'm back, you guys, I just want to say, hey, I miss you guys so much and I love you guys so much. So I'm just gonna jump right into this thing. So y'all know a few months back we had talked about, okay, we was in here discussing the death hoax, child. It was getting crazy. We had people getting in here acting like they was Michael Child, telling me they was up on my Instagram page and they knew who I was, child. Then I almost had a heart attack and died from that situation. But I'm joking. I'm joking. Don't take me too seriously. Okay. So, no, seriously. But we had people coming in here saying Michael was alive. We had people coming in here saying Michael was saving the children all over the world. So it was just a lot of strange things happening on here. Okay, you guys, a lot of strange things happening. It was overwhelming. I was like, okay, I got to take back. This community is just out of hand. They just do a lot. So, with all of that being said, you guys, we are back, and any trolls will be blocked and or dragged. Don't get it twisted. A sister could be saved and drag you, okay? I sure can in the name of Jesus. You don't get it twisted now. So I'm just glad to be back, y'all. And I just want to give a big shout out to our guest today because we have a guest up in the building. Now, before we even start, because I know the trolls might come up in here once they see I'm live, child, I want to make something very clear. When we did this video about the twin theory a few months back, right? Somebody in the comments said that was Souza, okay? They said, oh, that's Souza saying that, because somebody in the comments had came for me, like, oh, you stealing people videos, and that was my theory, and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, oh, girl, who you think you talking to? So when everybody said it was Souza, I was like, oh, no, ma'am, what? So I'm not gonna lie, and I told this to Souza, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, girl, but you gonna correct me when you get up in here. I told Souza, I said, look, I kind of, I did go off. I did, but I didn't know it wasn't her. So, like, all due respect, and I give my apologies to her because that wasn't her. And she didn't deserve all that ghetto-ness that I was doing. It was just real extra, and the fans orchestrated that drama. Okay, so I do apologize to Souza for that. And now we got her here. We got her here, and she gonna tell us about this theory because you know what? It's very interesting. And I watched some of her videos. We talked this morning. And I'm very impressed at the work that she has done and the time that she has put into these videos and everything. I just think it's amazing. Especially, like the last few videos she did, and she was like bringing the Bible into it and explaining like how this, she breaking down how all this can be connected, y'all. So I'm just like, oh my goodness. Like, I'm just so glad that we found each other and now she could get up here and talk about it. And I'm sure she probably gonna check me for coming for her, but that's why we here, y'all. We just here to have a good time. So excuse me if I don't read the comments. Y'all know I love y'all. I just can't multitask. Okay. So without further ado, we're gonna bring Souza up in the building, y'all. Okay, let's do this thing.
Hey,
Hello.
can you hear me?
I sure can.
Cool. Can
Well, you a
everyone else
little
hear
low,
me?
actually. I lied. Like you a little
I
low.
am low.
Just a little bit, but you know what? I'm gonna just grab my headphones. I'm gonna just grab my headphones so I can hear you
Yeah, I,
better.
I have my mic very low because I'm a pretty loud person.
Oh,
As-
oh, I know all about that, child. You ain't got to tell me that.
so I try to turn it down as much as I can because otherwise people become deaf quickly.
Oh, this
Is
this
this
is much better. I got my
this is
headphones
better?
on.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
this
Cool.
is better. Yes. So what's going on? I'm so excited to have you with us today.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. And it's going to be interesting. Um, I think this podcast of yours after our talk from this afternoon. I think, or your morning actually.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
am low.
My morning. No, 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 you're not low. You're not low.
Okay.
You sound fine. I have my headphones on now, so I hear you perfectly fine.
Okay, cool.
So it's probably just my stupid phone, child. But yes, yes, I do apologize, y'all, for getting in so late. I was trying to set. Okay, so what happened was, Souza, I'm gonna explain this to you. So when I got saved, right, in the name of Jesus Christ, I was a little scared to like follow Michael, because I was like, oh, like this is like idolization and blah blah blah. I was like really scared, so I had to really read more and study more to learn, like, okay, you have to do things at a certain level, in respect to God. So that's why I haven't really been on here like that, But coming back in, I'm like, okay, it's just levels to this, and we can't take it like as far as some of these people, child. They take it sometimes.
Right. Oh, well, that's very good that you think about it, and that you don't have to idolize someone to find them interesting, or to try to get more to know more about their lives or what they've been doing, or um
Yes.
but it's always good to check yourself sometimes.
Yes, and I think that's just what I needed, was like kind of just to check myself.
Right.
So I'm definitely excited to get back, and I'm excited to talk about this because um, actually in 2019 is when I started to find out about the twin theory, and it was that YouTube channel. I don't know if that was yours or whose that was, but it was like
No.
something prestige.
Oh, the Prestige. No, yeah, yeah, but the Prestige, I don't think I haven't watched my own videos in years. I
So
I
that
actually
that
I
is
have
your channel.
to yeah, I have to admit I watched the Man in the Mirror one, after I listened to your live, because you were talking
Hmm.
about that blog, and I'm like, "Oh my god, that's so old, all that shit," that's from 2009 or 2010. That has evolved into something completely
Right,
different.
right,
So I had to check my own video to see what I was talking about back then. But other than that, I don't really remember always what I put in my video. So yeah, sometimes I
right.
have to. But I don't think that Prestige has that whole double theory in it. But maybe someone else who saw it recently might know.
So maybe, yeah, maybe it was someone else. They had something with prestige, and they was talking about the twin theory, and I was literally hooked. Like every morning, like I would go brush my teeth, don't eat nothing, and go look up videos about this twin theory. Like I was literally hooked. I said, "Oh my goodness, the chin, it changed in the set. Like the chin don't change within 2 days. Like that's impossible. Like
Yeah.
it's impossible."
Yeah, but you shouldn't I did it too for years, and it drove
Mhm.
me nuts. It will drive you nuts because the
It
difference is
will.
too small to prove, but it's big enough to
Yes.
see. And I've seen I have so many like I told you in our chat, I'm not even really a fan, but I have
Hmm.
one hard drive with 1 terabyte full of pictures and videos and shit, just
Yes.
because I wanted to be able to prove it, but I gave up. I just gave up. I have something like, if you can you either see it or you don't. And if you don't want to see it, it's fine by me.
Yes.
Fine by me. I see two. If you see one, that's
Absolutely.
fine. Sure.
Absolutely. And a friend of mine at the time, like she was trying to get me to see it, and at first I wasn't getting it. But what really got me was the ears.
Yep.
Like I was like, wait a minute now, your ears don't change.
Well, not just the ear. To me, it was actually more the eyes, because
Mm-hmm.
you have the doe-eyed one, with the very round, big eyes. The
Right.
one that you see in Stranger in Moscow has huge eyes, and then
Mm-hmm.
the other one, it's let's pick a video, a speed demon, who has the smaller eyes and more almond formed eyes. It's a difference,
Yes.
but everyone says,
It
yeah, there's
is.
lightning and angles,
Mhm.
and then you have pictures where he's like 5 foot high, and then you have
Mhm.
the Super Bowl where you see him stand next to Jennifer Batten. And I have met Jennifer Batten. I interviewed her 10 years ago, 12 years ago. So
Oh
I know how
wow.
tall she is. She's really tall. She's taller
Mhm.
than me. And he was taller than her. So it's height. It's not just ears, it's height difference, but it's
Right, right. It's a lot. Yes, it's a lot of things.
yeah.
But it's like on the surface, we like, nah, that's just, it's just Michael. It's just Michael, you know?
Yeah, yeah, that's what he did. He created this persona and with this makeup, and he created himself so unique, that it's so easily to copy. And it's
Yes.
brilliant actually, because you can put that same makeup and same wig on someone else, and if that
Mm-hmm.
person even remotely looks like you, um, uh, it will work.
Yes, absolutely. So, okay, this is what I want to ask you. What was the first thing that really brought you to the twin theory? Like,
Oh, I always believed it.
mm,
Way before 2009, I always had something like, not that I really cared, but I always said something like, that doesn't look like him. I never digged into it
mm-hmm,
or something, but I remember when I was when the whole hoax stuff started, which started right after the so-called death.
right.
Um, I watched The American Dream,
Mm-hmm.
and there was something in it that made me think. And I don't remember that quickly what it was. But then I was like, is there two? Is there really two? Is there like a brother? Oh, right. It was the date of birth. Because you have this American
Right.
dream, and it goes on and on and on. And everyone's waiting for Michael. Where's Michael Jackson? He's not there. And
Mm-hmm.
then it says on the screen 1959, and there's still no Michael
Right.
Jackson. And I'm like, what? What? Because I know he is almost the same age as my mother, so I know exactly what year he was
Mm-hmm.
born, and I'm like, 1959, and he's not there yet. That's weird. So that's when I started digging
Wow.
into it more, and that's how it evolved into what it is now. And some people ran with it and made very weird theories off of it, and clone theories, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what else they make up, but yeah, that so pretty early, somewhere in July 2009.
Girl, I saw somebody made a theory about this whole clone thing, and Michael got really burned during. Sorry, can you still hear me? Somebody called
Yeah.
me.
Oh, yeah. You were gone for like 2
Hello?
seconds.
Oh no,
You
that's
hear me?
terrible. Let me see.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, great.
Uh-oh.
No, somebody called me. Why did they ruin this? Uh, let me see. Let me see. I'm gonna take you out and bring you right back in.
Okay, sure.
However you do that. Okay. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes. Good.
Okay, good.
Good. Sorry. Somebody called me. People annoying. Like they don't call me no other time, but for some reason when I'm on here, people want to call
Oh, God.
me.
Yeah, you do everything with your phone. That's why I don't use my phone for stuff like this.
Yes. Yes. You're absolutely right. So what were we saying?
1959.
Right.
Right. And I remember one of the other hoaxers had a bunch of money laying around or something. He said, "Well, why don't you pull the background, uh, the Michael
Hmm.
Jackson background? On what was it called, Intellius, I think back then."
Right.
So I did, and then I came across a date that said January 28th, which was interesting because you had the revocation of the will
Right.
in January 28th, I believe 2010, which would
Hmm.
be exactly 50 years later. So that's how that got rolling, I think. And
Wow.
everyone said, yeah, but that part in the American Dream was just a mistake. That's no mistake, because it not only was the date. I can see how the year that they put that in wrong. Stupid, would be very, very dumb, but I can see
Right.
that happening. But the whole thing around it, you had the steel strike, which was in 1959,
Hmm.
where people got laid off. Joe was laid off. You had Joe walking
Yes, I
in.
saw that.
Right, yeah, Joe walking in the potato fields to get the potato, so that must have been late fall. That means that
Hmm.
the birth cannot be in August.
Right.
So then that January, and then I thought, well, did he just fake his birthday because he faked the whole shit with his name too? That was a whole smoke screen.
Mm-hmm.
But then I thought, no, what if, because in the American Dream they say that they actually can afford it. Joe is being laid off. Luther's brought into the movie a few times, and I was like, what if Luther said, you know what, give the kid to us, we'll take care of it,
Mm.
and you're going to see him every day, because Luther went there every day to for the rehearsals of the Jackson 5.
Right.
So
Right.
it's not like they wouldn't see the kid or would have given away the kid. The fans always get their pennies completely torn apart because I say that, yeah, and how can Catherine give away a child and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they realize it was the 50s, and they had to feed a whole bunch of other hungry mouths. And
Right.
this might have been a good solution. Maybe they said it was temporary and they left it like that because it worked out. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
People make certain decisions. You don't always have to understand them. So that, yeah, that's how I got to. Well, maybe that's why I say it's. I do not believe it's a twin brother. That was
Mm.
way back in the beginning when I thought, oh, maybe it's a twin brother, and now I
Right.
have something. It's a younger brother. I do believe they're brothers, but I believe he's the smaller one, the shorter one,
Mm-hmm.
is a younger brother.
Oh wow, that's interesting. I didn't even think about it like that. Excuse me. Um, yeah. I was talking to someone, and they were saying that on the album cover of Dangerous, it's like some slight indications of like you said, like a little brother or like a twin brother on the Dangerous album cover. What do you think about that?
On the Dangerous album cover, you mean the little
Yeah.
kid that comes out of the
Mm,
factory or something?
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't looked at it that way. I am looking at the Dangerous cover on
I'm
a regular
actually about to
base.
look at it right now too.
Yeah, because it's so interesting, and I think there's a whole bunch of hidden
Mm-hmm.
symbolism in there that we no one got yet.
Right.
But as for the twin theory or the brother theory in this case, no, I haven't thought of it that way. Could be, but
I'm trying to see. I think it was the Michael album too, but let me just pull it up. Want to look at it first.
I know that on the I think it's the This Is It album cover.
Mm-hmm.
On the back it says always nice to sim with my brother.
Yes, I saw that. I
Now
saw
that was
that.
interesting. That was
Mm-hmm.
weird.
I was like, well, what brother, child? Like, you got a lot of brothers, Michael. Can you be more specific? Which brother is it?
Exactly. Exactly. That's just very weird. And then, again you get people, yeah, but that's just a typo. But it's so many
Mm-hmm.
of these tiny little things combined that you think, when does it stop being a
Right.
typo or coincidence or whatever? So, yeah, there's so much of stuff like that. And then you have just the pictures, which will drive you nuts. So please don't
Oh yeah.
go
Don't
look
do
into
it. Mm-mm.
pictures.
Mm-mm. I was obsessed. I was literally obsessed. Okay, no, I found the album cover. Okay, so it's the Michael album cover, right?
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I
that's
mean
with the
it's
10th child, you mean, on the left bottom side.
yes, that
Yeah.
that. And also, I mean, just what I noticed, and I'm like, I could be crazy, or like this could be what I'm seeing. Um, it seems like on the cover there is like if you look real clearly, one side, which is the left, I think the left side, like with the Thriller and the Off the Wall, is like, brown skin Michael, and then the other side is like lighter Michael. And
Mhm.
so I'm like, I wonder if, and even on his, like on the main Michael picture with the crown, like, and everything like that, one side is dark and the other side is light.
Right.
And
Dark to light.
right. And even the eyes, like you said, like one of the eyes are like kind of a little bit more big and bright, and the other one is just a tiny bit smaller. And I'm like, I wonder if that was done on purpose, you know?
I think so. I think so. I think I'm not sure if I mentioned that in that video, in that Man in the Mirror video, but I think
Hmm.
that younger one, the shorter one,
Hmm.
um I think he quit somewhere in the 80s, late 80s.
Yes.
I think
Right.
he had other stuff to do. I don't think he liked it as much as the older one, and I think he
Hmm.
quit. I think he did some shit after the late 80s, but maybe just some photo shoots or maybe a video clip here and there, stuff like that. But overall, and that's why what got threw me off a little bit, because when I look at most of the pictures from the 90s, I don't see the difference as much anymore. But then I thought, yeah, but maybe the younger guy just quit, said, "Fuck this shit," and
Right.
you go
Right.
do this crap, and I'm
Hmm.
gonna be a daddy or something. Maybe he has a ranch somewhere with a bunch of kids. I don't know. You know, it's possible.
Probably. Well, you know what? Actually, that's, I mean, that's a whole other thing. But even like stories like from different women are just totally different.
Hmm.
Like, it's like, oh, he was so shy and sweet. Oh no, Michael, no, he wouldn't touch me, or he wouldn't do this, he wouldn't do that. And then other stories like, oh no, Michael went for what he wanted. Like, he whatever he wanted to do, he would do, and he would take me out, and he would do this. So it's like, it's almost like you're talking about two totally different people.
Hmm.
You
That's
know,
exactly it.
it, like, literally. And it's really evident to me in the Michael Jesus, the Martin Bacrat, I can't curse no more, Martin Bacrat documentary.
Yeah,
um
bad shit.
Thank you, you cursed for me. I probably did curse already, I just don't notice it. But yes, that documentary, right? Like where you
Right.
see the Michael that's like, yeah, don't you like to climb trees and blah blah blah. I'm like, this guy. And
Yeah,
then
and then
at
the
the
next one is checking out that Spanish chick.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. I was like, what in the world? Like, what?
Hmm.
Checking them out, and I think he even said like beautiful, like stunning to look at, or something like that. And I was just like, wow, that's a totally like different personality from what we seen earlier.
I also think that is the reason why Tatiana, what was her name? Thompson?
Tatiana, that was him.
Tatiana Thompson, maybe it may have gotten a wrong signal from one, or the right
Mm,
signal from one, and tried to um kiss the other, who might have had a girlfriend or a wife and a family or whatever. Because
right.
she was gorgeous. I mean, why
Yeah,
wouldn't he?
yeah. Right, right, right.
I think
Exactly.
that might have something to do with it, but that's just a guess. I mean, it's just speculation.
Right. No,
It's tiny
that's
stuff
an
like that.
interesting way of looking at it.
Right.
It is. And then, like, I mean, Lisa Marie Presley, for example, I mean, I don't really care about her like that much, but she said, like, there's articles with her talking about, like, how Michael was sexually or whatever. And it almost comes off like he was aggressive. Like, he did what men do in the bedroom. And then you hear these other stories, like, as if Michael was, like, afraid to even touch a woman, you know?
Well, I think it's very simple. I think one was a player and a bachelor, and the other one had
Right.
a family. That doesn't mean that he's
Right.
asexual. He just wasn't interested in other women. He probably had a wife
Mm-hmm.
at home.
Right, exactly. So it's like, oh, don't touch me. What are you doing?
Yeah,
Like,
what are you doing? My wife's gonna beat me.
my wife is gonna kill me. Like, I can't. What yes, yes, exactly,
Because
exactly.
when you listen to "They Don't Care About Us," and I think I mean, everyone said, yeah, that was about Lisa Marie and her kids because they lived in a house. No, it was written before that, and he's
Mm,
singing about his wife and two children.
wow, wow. I didn't
So
even think about that.
that's
Wow.
why I speculate that probably the one that quit, I would assume the one that quit had a family, and that's why he didn't want to be in the limelight that much anymore.
Right. Yeah, I saw this video on YouTube, and a fan, like, they handed Michael like the pen and the pad, like to sign paper or whatever. And he signed it. Like, he literally scribbled his name and shoved it back to them. And I
Hmm.
was like, what? Like, that is not Michael. Like, Michael would not do that. I'm sorry. Like, even on his frustrated days, like, he's very humble and content. So I was like, nah, I don't think that was him. Maybe
No,
it
but
was a
I
a
do believe the
decoy,
the
or
the whole humble part and the whole "don't kill a bug on stage" part was pretty fake too, to be
you
very
think?
honest. Oh yeah, Oh yeah,
Why?
that was that whole persona that he put. I'm
Mm.
not saying he's an asshole,
Mm-hmm.
don't get me wrong, but
But he's
I
human at the end of the day.
oh yeah, I think
Yeah.
he was very good at playing playing this nice guy, and I mean, if you listen to Lisa Marie, everyone is slandering her for, but the woman was married to him. She knows, she knows. I bet she knows.
I heard that she said that he would clap in arguments. Like he would be like, okay, first of all,
First of all, listen to me.
listen to me. I am the
Yeah.
king of pop. You can't tell me nothing.
Yep.
That's hilarious.
Yep. So yeah, I do not buy his fake persona that much,
Oh yeah, no,
or
I
at
mean,
all.
I definitely, I think he was, I think he was overall humble and just a nice person. But I mean, we're human. We get aggravated, we get frustrated. Like fans do too much, so he definitely was just a regular person at the end of the day.
Oh yeah, I
But
heard that in Neverland when he lived there, that they
hmm
had actually had in the hallway, they had a bunch of pictures hanging there from fans that they
right.
deemed crazy as fuck, and they, uh, under every picture it would say think she's Mrs. Jackson, it can be dangerous and stuff like that.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah.
That is hilarious. You know what? I can see Michael doing that. I really
Oh
can.
yeah, but the fans, I know by now that the fans are like that, so I
They
believe it
are.
instantly. Yeah. Some are completely nuts.
Girl,
I,
tell me about it.
I mean, I see so many on my fake Facebook. I have like
Hmm
5,000 Michael Jackson fans on there, and most of them, almost 13 years later, they believe he's dead, but they're still drooling over posters and over pictures on a daily basis. The man is 64 now, almost. Come on.
Right, right.
Yeah.
I yeah, I've had some people because I talk about this all the time. I think Michael is just gorgeous, so I just openly talk about it, right? But there has been people that would message me like, "Oh, you need to stop because Michael is with me." Okay, I'm like, "Girl, what? What you talking
Ask
about?"
Sauron in the chat where he is. He's gonna tell you.
You said ask who in the chat?
Sauron, if he's still listening.
You
Sauron in the
said,
chat knows where he is.
"Where's Michael, Sauron? Where is Michael?" But yeah, I've had women, attack me because, I joke around like, oh, Michael's my man, Michael's my man. But that's just my personality. I
Oh yeah,
joke
but
a lot.
you joke around,
Yeah.
but I see people, they are really obsessed, completely
Yeah,
obsessed.
absolutely.
Every day, 8 hours a day, they post pictures of Michael Jackson. I'm like, haven't you seen them all by now?
Right. You
You
seen
know?
every picture by now.
Oh look, the rest knows it too where he is.
Oh, in your basement? Girl, that is
Yeah,
funny. That's funny.
yeah,
Girl, you got him tied up in the basement?
that's our little joke on my lives. Yeah.
I usually say he's in my bed, but I think you took the crown with the basement.
He's in the basement. Yeah, he's tied up and he has to sing and dance, and he gets food in return.
Do the moonwalk right now, Michael.
Yeah,
Do it, or you ain't getting no more KFC for the rest of the week.
yeah, exactly that.
That's
No,
funny.
it's fun to be joking around. I mean, people might think I'm obsessed too. They think I don't have a life outside this. I'm actually
Right.
pretty busy, but
Hmm
some people really need help. But that's also
Yeah.
the people that fall for all those fake ass Michael Jacksons
Girl,
online.
yes, yes, yes. Like, I mean, look, people get on here and they act like they Michael, and like I said, I'm a jokester, so I'm gonna play along with you. But at the end of the day, I know you ain't Michael, so don't play with me, okay? Don't
Yeah.
try to convince people that you're Michael. Like, um, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna ask you this: have you heard of Sulfur Go
From
from
ashes.
Ashes? Yeah, have you heard about this
Oh
person, girl?
yeah, his name is Pablo. He's from Spain. He's an actor. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Pearl uses him um, in her videos, claiming that he gives her clues
Oh
and because he had a
Lord.
black ship somewhere, and then she said, "Oh, black ship, that's the black pearl from the Pirates of the Caribbean." So that is a clue that it's about me. She always makes everything about herself.
Yes, yes. Oh, it's a pearl.
But Pablo, as far as I know, Pablo hasn't even talked to her. Or what
Right.
I think is that she called him first or messaged him first. Hey, Pablo, do you want
Hmm.
to be my fake Michael Jackson so I can make money off of dumb fans? And then
Hmm.
Pablo said, "Fuck that shit, I'm not doing that." And then she called Bobby. That's what I think.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I should have laughed, but it's funny as hell.
She's
Because
certified,
it,
absolutely
it,
certified.
right, right. So this I don't know this guy named Tony.
Oh,
His name,
Tony, he
yes.
blocked me.
Oh, okay. He blocked me too, girl.
High
I,
five.
girl, high five through the screen,
Yeah,
child.
he came on Instagram. I think Flips, Sharon said to me, "Yeah, Tony wants to talk to you. He's on Instagram." So I sent this guy a message. I said, "You want to talk to me?" Oh, I heard the same thing. But he went on and on and on and on, and
Mm-hmm.
then he was talking to me about some kind of make my chair shine or something.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Girl, he wants to make your chair shine. That sounds a little
Weird. Yeah,
right. Like what?
it was very weird, and he such an arrogant tone, and he knew everything
Yes.
better, and then he was
Yes.
whining about he was a Michael Jackson impersonator that didn't make it and nobody was watching him, and shit got crazy. I
He
have said
was sending me so many pictures and videos trying to convince me. I said, sweetheart, that's not Michael. Like,
no,
I know this. It's nothing you could tell me. I literally have studied him since I was a child. There's nothing you could tell me. He's like,
no.
oh, look at the hands. I said, the hands are not the same. Michael has big hands. Whoever that is,
Sulfur Girl
Pablo,
from Ashes is a white dude. You can tell by
you
everything
can
he does.
tell.
He's
Yes.
white. That's a white guy. I can tell a white
Hmm.
guy. The guy cannot move. Well, he can emulate, okay, but he doesn't have it in him.
Yeah, he's okay, but exactly. Michael has a fire. Like when he
Right.
moved, even at 50, when he was moving and dancing, there was still something very special. That spark was there.
Yeah, he
Okay.
has some kind of a. He has like four moves. It's not that many, but
Yes.
he does. He does them a certain way, and it's pretty hard. The only one who I have seen who can emulate him that good is what's his name? Travis Payne.
Yes. 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 I agree. Travis Payne is good.
He's good, but
Mm-hmm.
no, most of those those guys are all okay. I never get the whole tribute artist thing, but
Mm-hmm.
that's what makes you happy. Please go do it. But
Mm-hmm.
no, but Pearl, whenever she thinks that she can make a fake Michael Jackson, she will definitely try. She did it with Marcus Williams too, because Marcus
Oh
sounded a
no.
little bit like Michael. So I
Mm-hmm.
messaged Marcus. I said, "Have you seen what Pearl's doing? She's dragging you into it." He showed me his kids.
Oh my
He said,
goodness.
"See, I'm not Michael I said, "No." I said, "But I'm not going to put your kids on display to prove my point."
Right. Right.
Fuck her. So yeah.
Wow, no, oh my goodness. I didn't know she used them. That's terrible.
Oh yeah, she
You
uses everyone.
know, I think, see, the thing is with the deaf hoax, I mean, I don't know how you stand on it. Actually, I'll ask you what you like, where's your position with the deaf hoax as of right now?
Oh, I'm 100% sure he's alive.
Okay,
Like no
okay.
doubt in my mind. Absolutely none.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. I've been on the fence. I believe that there's enough evidence to be like, okay, yeah, this guy definitely is alive. But of course, when you're not seeing the person and this and that, you do start to feel like, okay, well, maybe he's just not here.
Oh yeah, sure. But that was the point. People
Right.
s- people say, "Yeah, but why don't we see?" No, it's the
Hmm.
point that you think he's dead.
Right.
Only the people that actually start digging will see
Hmm.
that at face value he's dead. But if you start looking into it, he's legally not dead. That's a fact.
Right. Right.
He's legally
Absolutely.
not dead. There's no death certificate. There's no grave. There's
Hmm.
nothing.
Wow. Wow. So where did it start for you? Well, I know you said you've been there since the beginning, but like, Okay,
Yeah.
when you got that news that Michael Jackson died, what were you like? Oh my goodness, like I can't believe this, blah blah blah, and then you started to research.
Yeah, actually, it was right away. And
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I've never really been a fan. Well, yeah, not a fan is so stupid because everyone is sort of a Michael Jackson fan in a way with his music.
Mm-hmm.
They turn Billie Jean up if it's on a
Yes.
party or whatever. But never really followed it. But here in the Netherlands, the whole drama that you guys have in the US, we don't did or didn't, I must say, because we're turning into the US pretty quickly. But we
Right.
didn't really have that here. No one gave a fuck about what Michael Jackson did.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we had something like, yeah, well, if he was found not guilty, then apparently he's not guilty. But we didn't really
Right.
make a fuzz about it, or at least most
Right.
people didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And but I always thought he was kind of interesting, clownster, prankster.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I remember I was with my parents that night, and for us, it was night, late at night. And my dad came down. He was behind the computer. He said, "Do you know this website TMZ?" I said, "I've never ever heard of it in my life." I
Right.
s- I said, "Why? What's on there?" He said, "They say Michael Jackson is dead." I said, "Michael Jackson dead?" So I looked at my mom, and
Right.
I know she will never admit it, but she was a huge fan. When
Mm-hmm.
because they're the same age. So and so I looked at my mother. I said, "Do you believe that?" She said, "Well, that's weird." So we turned on CNN. Well, the worst news organization you can get your news from, but that was the only one that actually had it on back then. And then he was in a
Right.
coma, and then he was not in a coma, and it went back and forth. And I'm like, "What? Is he dead or is he in a
Right.
coma?
Right.
What the fuck is going on?"
Mm-hmm.
And then finally said, "Yeah, he's dead." And then I felt sad for a few moments because I thought, "Oh, that's not because I was sad, but because I had something like, oh God, he has three young kids. That's really sad." And then I thought, "But no, it does make sense."
Mm-hmm.
I said to my mom, I said, "He's gonna jump out of his casket or something. He's gonna do something. It's some kind of a publicity stunt." And so that's when
Right.
it started. And the next day, I googled Michael Jackson faked his death, and there was actually a video that someone put up
Wow. Wow.
with the helicopter ride where the body was flown from the hospital to the coroner's office, I believe. And
Mm.
you could see the body sit up. And I've watched that, I think, 1,000 times to really make sure that it wasn't some illusion or something. And I'm like, yeah, that body is sitting up. I don't know what's going on here, but Michael Jackson's not dead. And I think it's
Right.
somewhere early July, I think the 4th of July or something around that date. There was a forum that popped up, and I don't know. I've been researching, I guess, ever since, with a few
Wow.
um, pauses here and there because you have a life, and sometimes, uh,
Mm-hmm.
definitely for me, after I got my own forum, and in the beginning, it's fine now. But people by now, I'm older now too. I'm 40. I'm not in my
Right.
20s anymore, so I really don't give a fuck what people think about me, and
Mm-hmm.
um, it slowed down a lot, so it's not as busy, but it was so busy. We had hundreds of thousands of visitors every month on the
Wow.
website, and trolls galore, and
Mm-hmm.
death threats, like I told you, and it really wasn't nice. I couldn't do anything, or people were judging it. Well, you are the administrator of this website, and you cannot
Oh
talk to
wow.
this person or that person. People
Mm.
trying to tell you what you could and couldn't do, and wasn't always fun, I must say,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
I could
interesting
imagine.
nevertheless.
Mm-hmm. I wonder, like, why? What is it with the fans that it gets so like angry and violent? Like, if somebody doesn't believe Michael is alive, um, or if they do believe Michael is alive, but it seems like a lot of anger is just surrounded around it. Why do you think that is?
I don't think it's anger. I honestly think with lots of people, it's jealousy. It's
That's
this.
a good point.
They're all
Yes.
female, most of them at least.
Yes.
You know how females
Mm-hmm.
are. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, and we can say that out loud because we are females,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like um
It's like they all feel like possessive over Michael in a way.
possess, yeah, I think that's the right word. And I think that when they have this, all of them, they have their favorite Michael, remember? Because oh yeah, I like the one from the bad era. Oh, I like the one from the
Yeah.
history era. They all have this era, and they all the pictures that they drew on are from that era, and
Mhm. Mhm.
they see the persona that he created for them, and they have this view of this person that they don't know him. They have no clue. They're not
Mhm.
interested in the man behind it, but they have this
Right.
sort of a jealousy towards anyone who tries to burst their bubble, I guess.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because they
Mhm.
have this view of him. I remember on my lives. I mean, we're so very honest, and
Mhm.
we're very down to earth and very real. We talk about him like he's a regular dude.
Right.
And oh my god, some of the people how dare you speak about him like that and shit like that. So I think, yeah, I think it's possessiveness and jealousy, but
Yes. Yes.
that's in the
Yes.
whole Michael Jackson community, not just in the hoax community. That's everywhere. Some of them are absolutely fucking retarded. No, I'm not even kidding. I have seen some people who are really, really, really not 100%.
No, I'm sorry. No, but I get what you're saying. Absolutely. Like it's total like delusion, you
Total
know.
delusion. That's the same people that follow Pearl Jr. and think that they talk to Michael Jackson when they call Bobby.
Right. Actually, I had this lady message me, right? Because um a while back I did an interview with E Casanova and that was over some drama. But long story short, for whatever reason, that interview triggered all these death hoaxers coming to my page,
Wait,
right?
who was that interview
E,
with?
e Casanova.
Oh, you had an interview with ECAS?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
that's cool.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you get a bunch of death hoaxers then.
Right, because I don't know if they think ECAS is Michael or if he worked for Mike. I don't know what they think, but girl, they started coming into my DMs, and then Pearl was like, "Yeah, thank you for doing like, basically saying like, oh, it's cool that you did an interview with him, and Michael saw it, and Michael like approved or something." And I was just like, "Wait, what is going on?" And then somebody else messaged me something similar to that, and then this other lady messaged me, and she was a lawyer, and I was like, yeah, girl, I don't know. I don't think that Peter Mandani is Michael. I think he's just a regular dude who probably like can put his voice on and sound like him. And she was like, no, you really have to listen to the voice. And I'm like, girl,
Oh god.
I got a
I know
friend
everything
that can
about this
sound like
guy.
him. Like,
I have his complete background. I know where he lives. I know his family's names. I know everything about him.
right.
He's really not Michael Jackson.
I,
Really, really, I
I
can
just
assure you.
I just don't get. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why people think that, and I really feel bad for them. I feel bad because I understand because at one point, very long time ago, I was a part of that delusion. So I get it, get how you can get there, but you got to be realistic with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
you really do. And I think people just are better. They feel better just living in that delusion. Like, okay, yeah, it's a possibility this could be Michael. Like, girl, wake up and smell the
Yeah. Well, I have that too. I did a few. I haven't watched Pearl, for example, for
cappuccino.
ever since Joe Biden, quote unquote, won the presidency because I couldn't stand her face anymore. Um,
Okay.
but I, before that, I actually did a bunch of videos on her. Not because I wanted diss someone else, but
Right.
because of the damage she's doing to people who are gullible. These women.
Right.
I actually
Yes.
talked to
Yes.
one who fell for it.
Mm.
Uh, in this case, it wasn't with Pearl Jr., but she fell for another fake on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And this woman actually lost her special needs kid because of it. And that's
Oh
how far it goes.
no.
When they get pulled into this delusion that might not just of Michael's life, but that's a different part. You can talk about a death hoax without making this whole illusion around it that you're talking to him, and
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is why I went full in on Pearl a few times,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
because people need to wake up, and eventually I do think a lot of people started seeing that she was a complete fucking scammer, but and the rest is just lost. They had their opportunity. They saw the videos because they came to my channel to bash me about it, and I'm like, yeah, if you still can't see it, then you know just go with it. That's your loss. But at least I try to warn people, because like you said, I do feel bad for those people,
Yes,
because they are
exactly.
gullible.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, it's just that they're gullible and very delusional. It's like
Hmm.
Michael's energy is just so captivating, so it's easy to get to that place, but like I said, people got to really like especially if it's your friend and your friend is living in that delusion, you got to be like, girl, like I love you, but like we have to
Yeah,
be honest with people, and it's a way you can do it and not come across like harsh or nasty.
yeah. And sometimes you have to be nasty.
And now sometimes you do, you know what I'm saying? You do got to be a little nasty sometimes, because if they try you, then that's a different story. Now, don't make me, okay?
Don't come for me.
Don't come for me. You won't get Drax. That's simple.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what else? What else? What else? I feel like we kind of touched on the death hoax. We touched on this twin theory. But is there anything more deeper you want to dive into with the twin theory or with the death hoax?
Um. Well, it's kind of like a past station for me. The
Mm-hmm.
whole, it's what I believe, and I made one video
Right.
about it, with the best I could do to convince someone else if they want to be convinced.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's all done for me now. We talk about it a lot in our lives, we joke about it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's
Mm-hmm.
not something that I am actively looking into anymore. And I'm also not really looking into the death hoax clues, because the main points that I wanted to make, I put in the prestige. And I mean, there's a lot more, but lots of it is a stretch too, and
Mm.
assumptions. And I'm like, I don't want to be a channel that is focusing on clues, because
Right.
like Pearl is doing, that you have to, every tiny little thing that the family does, you have to make a video about it, and make a big story out of it, while there's probably nothing there at all. If there is,
Mm-hmm.
if there's something big, I might do a little video about it, like a few years ago with the hoax um domain that the estate bought, which was
Right.
interesting. It's,
Yes. Yes. I remember that.
yeah, that's big things. So
Mm-hmm.
that's things that I would cover. But other than that, I don't really care about the clues. I care more about
Mm-hmm.
what's behind it. What did he go through
Right.
when he was a kid? What did he go through in his career, and what made him do this? I think that's way more important than is he alive, because I'm, like I said, I'm 100% sure he's alive. There's
Mm-hmm.
literally no doubt in my mind about it.
I have to say, and I mean this with all due respect to
Hmm.
everybody else, out of everyone I spoke to about this, I feel like you are the most sane person. I'm just
There's
being
some people
completely.
who disagree with you.
No, honestly, like you, like even how sure you sound, like oh, I'm 100% sure. Like other people, it's like okay, like I could hear the uncertainty in their voice, and it's like I just feel like you are the most sane that I spoke to about this.
Well, um, I think you can compare that a little bit with you have you're a new Christian, right? You told
Mm-hmm.
me,
Yes.
which is good, because
Mm-hmm.
how old are you, if I may ask?
28.
Oh my God, you're a puppy. But that's good. That's a good age to start investigate that for yourself. And
Right.
I know that because I was 30. I'm still 30. No, that's a joke. I was
Period.
30 when I started believing in God and started, or
Mm.
at least investigating it.
Right,
And
right.
I still have to go meet the guy that actually helped me with that. This guy, I don't know if anyone knows him. His name is Kent Hovind. He's on YouTube. and he's like an
Mhm.
expert on creation versus evolution.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, when I heard his seminars about why evolution is the dumbest thing on earth, I felt so stupid because that's what I
Mm.
had been taught all my life. That's what I believed, and I was like, how is that possible? So that's when I started to. There's a whole story, but this is all boring for other people. But um,
Mhm.
but that's a good age, around your 30th. You're sane enough
Yes.
and you're adult enough and mature enough to handle that stuff and to actually to do your research. And you have to, like the Bible says, you can build it on sand. You have to
Right.
build it on rock. If you don't have your faith built on rock, it's gonna crumble with every
Mhm.
little. And that's what with I think with most of the death hoaxers, because they follow Pearl,
Mhm.
or people like Pearl, who switch theories constantly, have stupid clues that are a long stretch.
Mhm.
Then every little thing that might not fit the narrative is gonna let your faith crumble.
Mhm. Absolutely.
And I think in my case, I researched everything myself, and I looked it up myself, and I made sure that it was sound myself, or at least the main parts. I mean, I'm not going to look into everything. I mean, I have a life
Mhm.
too, but um, and there was just no other way than that he's alive for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
There is no other way. It's impossible. I mean, of course, it's possible that he died the past. Well, no, actually, no. No. I was I was thinking
I know
of
what
it.
you was gonna say because I actually said something like that in one of my lives before. I was like, well, maybe he did, he faked his death and maybe he died like I don't know, 2019. I said that before, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know for
No,
certain.
and
Like,
to get back to the twin theory, I think they're both still alive. So,
oh, child, look. All I
yeah.
know is I need one of them if they sit there. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I am single. I'm available. I don't care if you're in your 60s, Michael. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Okay, nobody got to know our business besides the people in this chat, of course. Um, but no, seriously. I was gonna say what the biggest thing for me was the whole Propofol thing. I just felt like that was like so dramatic, right? I'm
Hmm.
just like, okay. I mean, he died from an overdose of Propofol. Like that just sounds ridiculous because I mean, even like I feel like Michael was just such an intelligent person, and he said very clearly in a few interviews, I do not want to be like one of those celebrities that died from an overdose. So why would he then go and get addicted? Like that's like saying I don't want to die from a fire and then turning on the fire and then killing yourself. Like it don't make no sense to me.
Right.
So that was the biggest thing for me. I'm like, I just think he's too smart to go out like that. I'm sorry.
Right. Well, I do believe he has had a drug problem in his or two in his life, but
Mm-hmm.
this whole propofol shit was so dumb. I mean,
Right.
you have all these articles and these audio snippets that came out that he feared for his life. He was so afraid for his life and for his
Mm-hmm.
children and shit like that. And then he hires some doctor that he barely knows to give him propofol while he sleeps
Right.
and
Come on.
put condoms on his penis so he can pee.
Yeah. Oh my
No.
God, girl, that
But
pissed me
then
off
when you
when I saw that.
say that to fans, who don't want to believe, because some people really just don't want to. They think
Yeah.
it's all disrespectful. And I said, wow. I said,
Mm-hmm.
so I actually believe that he faked his death in the most genius way you can think of. That
Mm-hmm.
he's making this
Mm-hmm.
huge fucking movie that we're interactively a part of, and that he
Mm-hmm.
does this all to save the world, quote unquote. To make it
Yes.
very simple.
Right.
I said, and you believe that he died because he had some stupid doctor he barely knew inject him with a deadly narcotic.
Mm-hmm.
I said, and you
Mm-hmm.
call me disrespectful for
Right.
real,
Right.
and that's
Hmm.
what I don't get from those fans. They rather believe he sort of killed himself
Yeah,
than that
exactly.
he pulled the biggest hoax on earth, something that he wanted, that he talked about him since the 80s,
Hmm.
the biggest hoaxer of all time, and yet they don't want to see it. It's baffling me. That's so weird to me.
Hmm. Hmm. Exactly. Yeah. Nope. Nope. I totally agree. And like, for example, I don't know how you feel about This Is It, but a lot of people
Shit, it
they
is.
this is it. Like
Shit,
a
it
lot of
is.
people be like, they be like, he was just so frail. Yeah, his time was coming. You could see how sick he looked, and I'm just like, I don't think every person in that film or movie is Michael.
No.
I just don't. So
And
I'm
and
just
if it
confused.
is, if that's all Michael, then he was on crack cocaine or something in some of the
I'm dead.
there's no way. There's no way. You
It's
have that
no
you
way.
have that little fairy dancing around in his orange pants. That's not Michael Jackson.
That one in the orange pants was getting on my nerves. I said, "Who is this? Like, I
That's
ain't got
not
time for these games, bro. Like,
Yeah, no, 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 no. That was definitely not a black guy either. Those
I
hips
don't
didn't
know
move
what
at
that
all.
fool. Listen, the moment I saw that fool, I said, you know what? I'm done. I said, y'all gonna quit playing. And didn't Joseph even say, oh, I don't know, all those people in there are like all those
There's a
doubles. He
bunch of
said something.
doubles.
Yeah, I'm like, Joseph told y'all that ain't Michael. And y'all still think it's Michael? Like, come on, bro.
Yep. Yep. No, I always call it shit. It is because I remember I remember going to the cinema when it just came out, and we actually had um uh two sittings right after each other because we
Mhm.
wanted to just watch and enjoy the first one, at least we thought, and
Right.
then have a notebook with the second one so we could make
I
notes
love it. I
for
love it.
stuff that
Yes.
we would miss on the first one. But we laughed so hard that the whole entire time that we almost got kicked out of the cinema because
Oh
some
my
shit was
goodness.
so ridiculous. It was so ridiculous.
Oh my goodness.
I
And then
do think that there's still a bunch in This Is It that we haven't figured out. I think that because he was
mm,
all about symbolism and in his work, and
yes,
there
yes.
has to be a bunch of stuff in there that we haven't figured out. But it probably makes a lot of sense in his head, but
Hmm.
for someone else who
For that
actually,
complex brain of his, it makes sense. But to us, we like, child, what? Ignorant.
yeah, oh, dude, what do you mean? Just see it.
I need bifocals to figure this one out. What is going
Yeah,
on?
right, right.
Yes.
So
So
yeah.
okay, you said something interesting, and I've been hearing this for a while about Michael faking his death and making this movie and saving children and all of this and that. Now I don't doubt any of that. I really don't because I just think Michael was just like I don't even know what to call him because it's like yes he's a human being but it's just like he's something else because he's just so ill like with everything he does he's just on another level. So tell us about like how you feel about this whole saving the children or whatever he gonna save. I want to know because this is like the 30th time I done heard this.
Well, oh, that's always so hard because
It's complex.
it's really, really, really complex. And
Mm.
if you haven't followed the whole, I don't know how deep you, because you mentioned it yourself, the pedos and the stuff, Pizzagate and all
Yes,
that.
yes,
You know about all that, and that stuff is real. People don't want it to
absolutely.
be real because we're human beings. We don't want that shit to be real, but it is real.
Hmm.
And I think that he knew about that stuff. Uh,
Right.
Honestly, I think he was a victim himself when he was
Mm.
little, and maybe even up until his 20s,
Wow.
that he was abused himself. The music industry. It's a cesspool of the devil, and it's
Hmm.
really bad. And I think that he had, because he was always about the child. It was always about children. And
Hmm.
I believe the man when he says he likes children. I don't think he loves children that much that he would want them around 24/7. you
Hmm.
know um so he meant something with that. he really
Right.
wanted to do something for children who didn't have parents or who were a victim of abuse.
Neglected. Mm-hmm.
And I have heard from a few sources now too that Neverland was actually a sort of a safe haven for that, for kids who got abused.
Mm.
And
Wow.
they twisted that. They made Neverland
Wow.
look like something dirty, like he was dirty and he lured these kids in because he was a pedo. Well, thousands and thousands and thousands of kids went there, and only three of those little assholes who need money came forward. If Michael Jackson was a pedophile, you would have thousands, at
Mm-hmm.
least hundreds of kids
Exactly.
coming forward. So I do believe that he had and here's the trigger word. That's why I said earlier in our chat. I don't know how your politics are, but
Mm-hmm.
you know he has been a friend of Donald Trump since the late 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And people try to talk down on Trump now and say, yeah, I wasn't really a friend. People don't know that. Shut your mouth. You don't know that. You were never there.
Right.
As
Exactly.
far as we can see, the two were friends from at least the late 80s until 2009. And I believe
Mm-hmm.
that what Trump is doing still is because that was his promise, his campaign promise, and I still believe that that's what's going on, is that he would put an end to human trafficking.
Oh wow.
And that he wants all the pedos not just in jail, but given the death penalty. And
Mm.
there is this whole, I don't know if you've ever heard, I don't want to say it out loud because your channel might get banned like all my videos were.
Oh
I would
yeah.
say the
Yeah.
17th letter of the alphabet. um
Mm-hmm.
uh I really believe in that theory.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh okay. Yep. Mm-hmm.
not so much. I'm not sure about the specifics, because just like the death hoax, there is a bunch of trolls out there and people
Yes.
twisting stories and making up
Mm-hmm.
shit to make it, the whole theory, look stupid. But I really, really,
Right.
really, really, with all my heart, believe that that is really going on. It's not going as quick as I would want to, but I really believe that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's a part of it. And
Wow.
I think he has been a part of it. I think this has been a plan since the I don't know, but long, very long. And I think they cooked this up. And you know what it is? If you look at Pizzagate and all the evil in the world,
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot of money you have to go
Yeah.
against.
Right. Right.
So if you want to fight that, you need money.
Mm-hmm.
So you need a Donald Trump, or you need a Michael Jackson who has billions of dollars. People think he
Yes.
was broke. He was not broke.
Girl, that drives me crazy when people say that.
He was not
Like that's
broke.
ridiculous.
No, he must have put his money somewhere else, invested it in shit. I don't know where he put it. It's good that the IRS didn't find it, but he was not broke. So I do believe that he used his riches for the good. And I think that
Right.
he's part of this whole thing to actually bring everything to light. Revelation. He's so
Mm.
biblical. All his lyrics are biblical, and I do believe that he thinks or knows himself that he has this um, part in the world, and
Mm-hmm.
that he needs to do this. Yeah, I 1000% believe in that.
Wow. Wow.
And it fits his character. And when I say that out
Absolutely.
loud on the, I mean, on the Hoops channel, we can say now what we want, because I've just
Mm-hmm.
said, like, guys, this is my place where I need to say whatever the fuck I want. So they leave me alone there. But if I
Mm-hmm.
made a few videos on the Innocent Project, and we did a whole bunch of factual um, videos first, debunking all the lies, you know, and then I
Mm-hmm.
thought it was important because people keep rehashing the same shit, and that
Right.
at a certain point you keep repeating yourself, and people are not gonna believe you when you keep repeating yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to put other stuff out and put out the reasons why were they after him.
Mm-hmm.
Why do these allegations keep popping up at certain points in his life? And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so I made some videos about, I got so much shit over me for saying certain things,
Wow.
and I was
Wow.
a racist and a bigot, and how dare you, and how dare you, and
Mm.
how dare you. You know,
Mm-mm-mm.
people don't
Mm-mm.
want to hear it.
They don't, and it's sad because like like I've been saying from the beginning, and like you said, it's just deeper than probably what we could even comprehend. So
Oh yeah.
it's gonna be a lot maybe that we can't accept or that people feel like is offensive, but like I said, I'm not gonna even say it on here because I'm scared. They deleted my Instagram so quick I can't say certain things anymore. I'm just like, I ain't even gonna
Yep.
play with y'all no more. But
Say it in code.
um, they like I said to you earlier, they want to make him the face for that.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh, that's the video that I got most shit on.
I
That
gotta
that
see that one. Did you send me that one?
that they actually know. Let me see if I can find it. I'll throw it in the chat too.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah, and I'll put it in the description box. Yes. Yeah, because what they want to do is they want to make it seem like, okay, Michael Jackson was, this great, sweet, gentle person who also liked to do this and that to children. So it's okay because he was a great person, right? He was so magnificent and he did it to children. You know what I'm saying? So we can do it and we should just make it legal. I really think that's
uh-huh.
like,
That's exactly what it is.
okay, girl, I was just guessing. I don't know.
No, that's exactly what it is.
That,
They're
yes.
trying to normalize you know what?
Mm-hmm.
And they
Mm-hmm.
used him just like they used him uh as a sort of a, because that's what they wanted to do with him. That's what I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Um in the beginning, they needed, when they came up, the Jacksons became huge overnight, huge. They were pushed forward. I mean, of course they were talented, very
Mm-hmm.
talented, but there are plenty of people who might even be more talented than them that will
Mm-hmm.
never make it. They needed a
Hey,
certain family, they needed certain kids, and they needed a certain skin color to push certain agendas. He didn't want to
absolutely.
go with that. The whole Jackson family didn't want to go with it. They,
Mm-hmm.
they needed this ghetto type, what you see now on TV,
Mm-hmm.
degrading women shit, and
Yes.
that's what they needed for them. He didn't go along with that, and that is when they started irritating him.
Mm.
Um,
Wow.
let me see, where is it? Oh, here. And this is the video, and they fell over the first part because I had Glenn Beck talking in it on the beginning. Because, oh my God, how dare you use Glenn Beck? Yeah, the man makes a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares here?
Your videos are so well executed. I just gotta say, I appreciate people who
Thank you.
go all the way. Like, I just love it. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's my OCD though.
Listen, I hear you. Like, look, if I had the money, my stuff would look like that too, child. But it's just a little hard. You know what I'm saying? It's a little hard right now. But
I have a lot of help too. That that helps. That helps.
yes, yes.
Because I hate doing the narration myself. I did that on one video. Oh my God,
Hmm.
it took me so long. It's not my native tongue, so I, I
Right.
had certain words and I was, oh shit, how
Wait,
to.
was that the video where you were a robot? You talking like a robot?
Oh no, that's not me. No, that's
The
actually a
oh, okay.
robot. That's an
Oh,
actual
okay.
robot. No, it's
I like it though. It's kind of cool. I was like, oh wow.
yeah, it's funny when she starts cussing.
Right.
No, that was a Dirty Diana video. That's the one that I did myself. But oh my God, I
Hmm.
hated it. I hated it. So I have other people who are so much better at it than
Hmm.
I am, and have more patience. And Sauron did a few now. He's so quick at it. I
Hmm.
mean, I sent it and I have it back in like what, 2 hours or something. It's ridiculously fast.
Hmm.
Yeah, some people just could speak better than me. We like to ramble a lot on the lives. I mean, we sometimes are on for 4 or 5 hours. I have no issues with talking. It's not that I can't talk. I mean, I think I was born talking,
Right,
but
right.
I just don't. I can't do that. It's
No,
too hard.
I understand. I understand. Okay, so at this point in the live, I want to let people join if y'all want to. Now, my supporters are usually really shy, so I don't think nobody might join. But if y'all want to and y'all want to get up here and discuss anything we talked about today, I am going to drop this what is this called? Oh, this link right here in the chat so you guys can join. Don't be shy. Just get up in here and just,
Don't be scared.
don't be scared. Don't be scared. Susan don't bite unless you come for her.
Oh yeah. I'll bite very hard then.
She'll bite your head off, but she ain't gonna come for you other than that. So if you guys want to, you can get up here and join us and we can really get into it.
Yeah, I always like when people ask some questions.
Yes, me too. Me too. Man, like I used to be so shy to do this stuff, but I don't know. It's like my passion to defend Michael. I was like, no, I have to get on here. I just have to.
Well, it becomes fun too. I remember the first time we were gonna go live. I don't even remember when that was. I don't know if that was on the hoax forum first, or if that was on the Innocent Project. It might have been on the Innocent Project. Yeah, and it was so weird because I'd never like I told you, I'm completely anonymous except for my voice. This is really my voice. I mean,
Right.
and that is weird. That was weird for me at first, and it was scary. Like, are people even gonna listen? Do they even care about what we have to
Right.
say? And now I just think we have all these people listening for 4 or 5 hours. Some are whining. When is the new live? When's the new live?
Yes.
It's
Oh,
time. It's time. Can you please come? And I'm like, oh my god, you guys really like to hear us ramble for 4 or 5 hours. How's that possible? But I think
Yes.
it becomes like sort of a friend group that
It
you
is.
know.
Yeah.
But
It
it's scary
definitely
to
is.
have people come into your stream. We did that once, and I don't know if anyone remembers in chat who it was. Was his name Peter? I think it was Peter. I don't think I've ever said "shut up" that many times in my life. That guy was completely drunk,
Oh
highly annoying.
no.
Yeah, so that was funny.
Wow. We had Tony, he was up in our comments and he was just cursing us out. But when we told him to join the live, he wouldn't join because he knew he would have got dragged. So he
Mm-hmm.
did not hit that link once, but he was all up in the comments popping his stuff.
Dove said, Souza, the letter you mentioned of the alphabet is number 17, maybe a sign. I don't know. What do you mean, Dove?
Oh, I guess because the number seven up in there. We love it. Yeah, get on here and talk. Don't be all scared and shy and stuff, y'all. Get on here and talk. Especially Souza people. Y'all supposed to represent, child. Get up in here. um, no, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so like when I first started, I was like really like I'm a shy person overall. Like even though I come off like pretty confident on here, I'm usually shy most of the time. So like when I started defending Michael, I was like, oh my goodness, like what if people don't like my voice? Like what if I sound crazy or people get mad at me? And actually, like my following grew so fast on Instagram, and I wish I would have started it on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
I did it on Instagram, and it was just growing, growing, growing. Like I remember waking up and I would just have like 100 followers, just like every day, just growing. And I was like, wow, people really want to hear this. They want to hear me talk like that. Like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
crazy, huh? Yeah, I had the same thing.
Yes,
My followers, I hate that word, but
I
people who
know.
who listen to the lives or actually follow the channel, that's about the same now for a while. And I remember way back in the day, 2009, we had hundreds of thousands of people. We had thousands of people active on the forum, and there came a time when it turned crazy, and I really had to turn into a fucking cunt. Excuse my French, but it was really, really, really bad. The
Right.
fighting, the weirdness, everything. It was crazy, and when you start researching more, in the beginning I thought it was a prank. I thought that he was going to jump out of his casket at the memorial, and he was gonna sing Thriller, and that was
Mhm.
this big opening for his show or whatever. That's how
Right.
naive I was at the beginning, and
Mhm.
that evolved into the whole theory I have now over the years because of the
Right.
research. But I lost my train of thoughts here.
Oh,
I
I
have
do
that
that
a
a lot.
lot.
Jinx. I do that all the time, like mid sentence. I'm like, what was I saying?
Ah, all right. Oh, I remember now. No, but
Okay.
so you have to start, and then eventually started talking about certain theories.
Mhm.
Theories that I didn't believe at first. I mean, the
Right.
whole Illuminati to me in the beginning
Right.
sounded like, yeah, okay, dude, I think you watch too many science fiction, but I hadn't
Mhm.
researched it. And I think the problem is with certain quote unquote conspiracy theories is that um, people call it the wrong names, or
Mhm.
just like with the death hoax. For example, if someone talks about the death hoax, the first thing they talk about is Dave, and I'm like, oh, no, no, there's such better things. That's not gonna convince anyone. And I
Right.
think that was the same what I had in the beginning with all those conspiracy theories. But I was naive in that way too, because I had never
Mhm.
heard of the Illuminati outside of a Dan Brown book.
Wow. Wow.
And when you start researching and about well, let's call it the Illuminati, and see how bad the music industry is. I actually had a depression for 3 months when I realized what was going on with kids and
Mm.
in the music industry, and not just the
Yes.
music industry, but you know what I mean.
Mhm.
That was horrifying for me,
Yeah.
and but that made me even more determined to talk about it. And to at first that was on the forum, and I'm actually better at writing because English is not my mother tongue, but in typing, I can make a story sound uh, believable.
Mhm.
While when I'm speaking, it's harder for me because sometimes I have to think, and gasp for words. And
Right.
but I got so much shit, and everyone was like, "Yeah, you have so many followers." The stupid word again. So many followers, and you
Right.
you give it all up for your stupid theories. And why would you do
Wow.
that? And I
Wow.
said, "Yeah." I said, "But I'd rather have a small group of people with a brain than
Mhm.
have
Mhm.
hundreds of thousands of people following me because I have the best clue of the day or something." That's it would
Absolutely.
I would not have done this for 13 years if I thought
Mhm.
it was all a joke. I
Right.
do this for 13 years, and I keep everything up. And I mean it has cost me a lot of money too, the
Mhm.
website, the
Absolutely.
the software, all stuff. Everyone thinks that I'm forking in a shitload of money. I'm really not. It's costing me a lot of money.
It
But I'm
does. It does.
right. But I would have never done that for 13 years if I didn't think it was a serious business.
Mhm.
That's why I don't understand people like Pearl Jr. Like,
Mhm.
seriously, you've been doing this for all these years, and you still think it's a joke?
Mm. Right. Right.
That's just weird to me.
I was talking to someone, and their theory was that Pearl Junior is sort of a distraction to like lead people to the fake, like, okay, wait, let me say this right. So industry, whatever that means, Illuminati, this that, um it's possible that they know Michael's alive, right? And Pearl
Oh, that
Junior
of
is
course
the
they know.
distraction.
Of course they know. That's actually pretty possible because
Right.
I know some things about Pearl that would make that a plausible theory. I'm not going to
Mm-hmm.
share them because I don't want a lawsuit, but
Right.
yeah, that could be a plausible theory.
Right. Right. Right.
Very possible. You can't tell me that woman. What is she? 60 something,
Mm-hmm.
60 ish.
Right. Right.
Wetting her
Mm-hmm.
panties over Michael Jackson every day while her husband slash boyfriend is
Oh,
standing right behind her. It's just weird. It's weird.
yeah. Yeah.
No
I
60-year-old woman
understand.
does that. It's it makes no sense. There's something
Mhm.
wrong with her, or she's paid.
Yeah, I definitely, I'm leaning towards. See, I don't want to say she's paying, then the elites or whoever these people is get indication from me. So I don't know,
No,
but
we're just we're theorizing here,
we're
allegedly.
just
Oh, just
theorizing.
throw in allegedly every
Right,
minute.
allegedly.
You're
Yep, this
fine.
is all alleged, everybody. So,
Yeah.
so Dove said, wait, where'd it go? She said, how do you guys feel about the cryogenic freezing stuff? I really think that's one far fetched.
Yeah, that's absolute bullshit. No, that's bullshit. I did a video on that actually in one of my pro videos. I
hmm
addressed that the whole
I feel
thing that
yeah.
she I mean cryogenic freezing. It's not really freezing. Freezing it. No. Um, you can have that done, sure,
Right.
but they're not as far that they can bring you back to, back to life yet. It's
Girl, I'm just
and
like,
definitely not the way Pearl
I'm
Jam
like,
was
that is
theorizing that.
dramatic. Like, I don't know.
Oh, but
I
the
don't know.
craziest theories, but the
hmm
clone theory is one of them. They cloned Michael Jackson. Okay, so you get a 50-year-old guy when you clone. How do you do that? Please, I mean,
Girl.
I've seen them clone horses, but you get a foal.
Right.
You don't get
hmm
a grown ass horse. How do you get a grown ass horse? So yeah,
Right. Oh, that's what I was saying before somebody called and messed me up. I was saying that I saw a theory on YouTube and somebody was saying how the Pepsi whole incident, it destroyed Michael's face, and that's why they had to do the clone thing. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, y'all are just like taking it too far.
Oh, yeah, but I think there was also, I think, an old article from The Onion or something from the 80s that said that.
hmm
That's where that's coming from. You have
Mm,
people who do not know what The Onion is see that and
right,
run with it. That's kind of what happened there, I think. But
right.
no, I don't. I do think that he had some problems after that, but
I think so too. I think he definitely was in a lot of pain.
yeah, but
Yeah,
it
yeah.
also kind of supports my brother theory because
hmm
he was up and running in a week or something.
Right,
Full
right.
hair on his head and everything. I mean, you
hmm
can't glue a wig to a burned scalp. I can say,
You can't. You
no,
can't.
that's
It don't
gonna
make no
hurt.
sense. And you know what? The most okay, what I really saw that difference was in the bad video. Like you could kind of see like the differences in the scout. Call me crazy, but I was looking and I'm like I know hair. I do hair. So I'm just like, this one looks like his hair is like more natural, like coming straight out of the scalp. And the other one kind of looked like it could be a little wiggy or a little extension there.
Hmm.
Even if it was done at two different times, they were still around the same age.
Right,
So I was just like, I don't know.
right. No, it's crazy town. I think the whole Michael Jackson community is fucked up,
Yes,
and
I agree.
it's and that's not completely honest to say because I met a shitload of very nice people. You make
hmm
friends, but overall, when I when I look at Twitter and
hmm
it's they're
Oh,
absolutely
I stay out of it.
nuts.
Yeah, no, I stay out. I used to be a part of all that, but no, I stay out of it now. I don't. I am too grown. I have too much going on, bills to pay to be going back and forth with people. Like I can't do it. No,
Right.
and it's sad because we're all supposed to be a part of the same community at the end of the day. So it's like, why
Oh
are
yeah.
we fighting?
You
And
don't want to know how badly they hurt my Innocent Project channel just because
that's
that was
terrible.
yeah, but that was a whole thing going on. I posted that
hmm
video that I just linked about how he was a poster boy for the P word, and in that video it talked about how they made little kids into little transgenders and drag
hmm
queens and stuff. I'm absolutely against all that shit. Leave the kids alone. I don't care if you're
Right.
18 and older and you want to cut your dick off. That's fine. Go
hmm
ahead and do it. I don't care, but don't do that to a kid. And
Right.
so I got a lot of backlash on that video, but it was so vicious from a
Mm.
certain group of people. One of them who was a believer herself who went full out on me, and they were tagging
Wow.
Tosh on Twitter. Don't you know who you had a
No.
live with? And
Oh
that's why I'm
God.
actually really pissed at Tosh now too. Because
Mm-hmm.
we supported him. Put him on the live.
Right.
Had good conversations, and then he had these people that literally hurt my channel,
Mm-hmm.
bullying and being, I don't care what they think about me, but I'm trying to put a message out, and there's good information on that channel.
Right. Absolutely.
And he hires these people for his documentary knowing what is going on, and that's when I was
Wow.
done with Taj, and I like, yeah,
Oh
fuck you too,
wow.
I don't give a fuck about anyone including family.
Mm.
It's
Yeah. No, trust
exhausting.
me. I understand. So I'm just gonna mention this because that's where my crazy experience happened with the community. First, it was because I used to post a lot of pictures of Michael, what some people would say white Michael, because these people clearly don't know what they're talking about. But
Hmm.
they people were upset because I was posting pictures of Michael when he was lighter, and it's like, oh, you're racist. You only post Michael when he was white. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He's black. He's an African American man. His skin color just changed. Like, and even if I do post that, so what? I I literally organize protests for this man every year. I don't see you there, sis. The same
Girl,
people that be coming for me.
you know what the problem is? People are so focused and brainwashed into only focusing on skin color, and
Mhm. Mhm.
the, they're degrading Michael to just a black man. I don't mean
Mhm.
that uh, in a degrading way, but
Right.
whenever they say, "Yeah, he was just targeted because he was black," and
Mhm.
that makes me facepalm. Really, literally, all you think about is his skin color. You think
Right.
he
No,
was
I
just
understand what you're
targeted
saying.
for his skin color, bitch.
Mhm.
That makes no sense. And I wasn't able to. I wasn't allowed to say that because I'm white. So when you're
Mhm.
white, you can't say shit about black people or about. You cannot have critique towards
Mhm.
black people because you're automatically a racist. And
Right.
I said, I said you're completely missing the point of Michael Jackson about who he was as a person, what he did,
Mhm.
what he tried to convey to people, what he tried to put in his work, the people he pissed off, what he was trying to wake us up for.
Mhm.
Um, if you say that he was just targeted for his skin color, you know,
Right.
he's not just a black guy. I'm sorry. I mean, there's
Mhm.
there's millions, billions of black guys. They're not all being
Mhm.
targeted. He was targeted. Sure, he had racism in it, but whatever went on from 1993 on had nothing to do with racism. That had everything
Mhm.
to do with what he was doing, and they were mad that
Right.
he was after them, and that's what happened. And it's just, and Tosh went on with that too, with Black Lives Matter and
Mhm.
all these white people. He actually alienated white people
Oh no.
in his tweets. And I actually, because I have his phone number, and I asked him, I
Mhm.
said, Tosh, I said, you realize you alienate, like, I don't know how big of a percentage of Michael's supporters, right?
Mhm.
I said, how can you say that? I just can't believe people would say that. And everything has to be about skin color when it's so much more important what's going on.
Mhm.
So his message gets lost in the racism.
Right. Right. No, I totally understand what you're saying. I totally get it. Just like it's bigger than just him being African American. Now,
Way bigger.
and now, of course, as African American, I understand why people would jump on you for saying that. Like, I get it, but you just have to have a different intellect to understand what's going on here. Like, yes, Michael was targeted because he was African American, but it's bigger than that. Like it's so much bigger than that. Like he was targeted because of, like you
Yeah,
said, the things he's doing behind the scenes and
yeah, but
just
when
for.
you ask them, then if it was
Mhm.
just about his skin color, then why aren't they after Beyonce? Why is she seen as a
Well, yeah,
goddess?
she
She's
worships the devil,
huge. Oh,
obviously.
oh,
So
fuck yeah, of course.
so
That's
that's why
why
they won't be after her. But it's
exactly. Well, you
yeah,
get it. But
yeah.
most people don't get it, and you can try to
Mhm.
explain it to them. Probably if you explain it to them, they will believe you because you're black, so you can say it. But if I say
Right,
it, I'm just
right.
this white chick, this racist bigot Trump supporter who needs to shut the pie hole. That's really what's happening. It's
I'm
and I
sorry,
think
y'all. I
that's
get it.
sad because
Mhm.
let's be clear, Michael was a big part white also. I mean, he wasn't just black.
Mhm.
So I can say something about it, but yeah, that annoys me. It's they make it look so simple, you
Right.
know and
Mhm.
he doesn't deserve that. I think he um uh put himself in danger a lot to get a certain message out. And
Oh yeah, absolutely.
by saying that, oh, Black Lives Matter, and it was all because he was black. Yeah, yeah. It's like you did it in vain. Then if that's all that you get from it, then I don't think you've paid attention.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah,
Um,
but that's a touchy topic. And we've
it
talked about
is.
that.
It is. It's all just because it's too much history behind
Yeah, but yeah,
all
you
of it,
need
and
you
that's the
need in
problem.
this. Yeah, but you need to forget the history in this case because it's not about that. It's about something bigger than that. Uh,
Mhm.
I try to say too, what he is trying to do, in my opinion. Let's be clear, because this is nothing I can prove, but let's say that my theory is right. He's trying to save kids. I mean, both brown and black and white, that are enslaved right now.
Mhm.
And to me, to be fairly honest, that's way more important than what happened in the past. The past is something you need to learn from, and the past is something that you should not be censored like they're trying to do now. And that's something that is there that you cannot change and you have to learn from. But
Mhm.
if you want to do something and make a difference, then you should do something about problems that are there right now. And I think
Mhm.
saving children from underground basements where they're being tortured and raped all day long, I think that's pretty important. So, but that's, yeah, I
Absolutely. Like, listen, I understand where you're coming from. I know some black people are probably going to take what you said wrong, but I
oh yeah,
get the
many do.
message behind what you're saying. So let's not nobody go crazy in the
No,
comments.
but
Like,
but
I totally
let's stop
understand.
looking at each other, or at yourself, as a
Hmm.
skin color. Your skin color doesn't
Yeah.
define you. It's also not something that you can be um take credit for, uh or
Hmm.
be ashamed of, because it's not something that's in your control. It's whether you're
Right.
brown, black, or what, it doesn't matter. I mean, we all come from the same
Well,
two
Michael
people.
said it. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're black or white. That's why he made that song.
It really
He wanted us to
doesn't.
be united. He wanted us to be united, and the powers at be do try to separate us with that. And it's like,
Yeah.
no,
And there's
it's so
constant
much more stuff
propaganda,
going on.
and
Hmm.
brainwashing into dividing us, whether
Yes.
it's the Christians from the Muslims, or the
Hmm.
blacks from the whites, or whatever, the gays from the straights. It's constantly trying to divide people. And I, I, I sometimes get sick of trying to explain to people that that is exactly what they want. They want
Right. Right.
that the black person hates the white person, and the white person hates the black. Don't fall for it. You're all the same. We're
Yeah.
literally all the same. Cut us open and we're the same.
We all gonna bleed red.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
it.
Well, I'm
Well,
blue. Mine blue. I'm royalty. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm done. Michael might bleed gold when you cut him open, shit, with glitter and shit. But
But you know what? But I'm if I can ask a question the other way.
hmm.
I know it's your show, but so
Hmm.
your platform. If you say shut up, that's fine too. But I'm interested in your story. How you became not a believer in the Michael Jackson hoax, but in God.
Oh, how I became interested. Well, how I became a believer in God, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, well, girl, it's actually a very dramatic experience, and I'm gonna hurry up and tell you because my phone for some reason is dying fast, but I'll just make it quick. Um, so long story short, I was like suffering from sleep paralysis
Mm-hmm.
one morning, and I had like for my podcast, I had a wall with all this Michael stuff on there, right? And that was just like my background for my podcast. So I would be sitting there with my mic, my headphones, and my Michael stuff in the background, right?
Right.
So as I was suffering from the sleep paralysis, I looked to my left and I saw my Michael wall. And then like I tried to get out of the sleep paralysis, and then I looked again, and all my Michael stuff was gone. And I was like, what is going on right now? Like why is this whatever this demon on top of me trying to suffocate me? Where did my Michael stuff go? And I when I looked again, I saw like a whiteboard, and like like a whiteboard, like a school like
Mm-hmm.
type of thing, whatever.
Yeah, we had black. I'm old. We had black school boards,
Like the chalkboards.
the chalkboards. Yeah.
Yeah, we had the white marker boards.
Right.
So in the black ink, it said the first line said God on it, and then scribble, scribble, scribble something. And the second line said God, scribble, 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 scribble. And I was just like, what? I
Wow.
was like literally traumatized. I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on right now. So when I woke up and I saw my Michael stuff was still there, that's just when it kind of connected for me. Now, I always believed in God, right? But I just was very simple minded and thought, yeah, you're just a good person and you get in heaven. No, that's not how it works.
No,
Yeah, that's no, it's a lot more to it than
honestly, but
that.
that's for a different day. We're not. None of us is going to heaven.
Listen, at this rate, at this rate, I'm like, look, child. But so yes, then I saw my Michael stuff when I woke up. So, um, oh yeah, but sorry, I gotta backtrack. When I was in the sleep paralysis, I just kept calling on Jesus. I just kept saying Jesus, Jesus, or whatever. Like God help me, get me out of this, because I knew whatever this was that was holding me down was like a demonic spirit.
Wow,
So,
scary.
yeah, but it was real scary. Like it was real scary. It actually tormented me for a couple of days, but I ain't even gonna get into all of that right now. Um, but yeah, so what I did was when I woke up, I just had that realization, like, okay, God doesn't want me to idolize Michael, and I just felt like that was the first time God really spoke to me. And the thing is, I know it was God that even introduced me, if you want to say, to Michael, because as a kid, I used to like Michael and stuff like that. But then I got in a terrible relationship, and like he made me get rid of all my Michael stuff. And
Oh wow.
yeah, and actually, then when I saw Leaving Neverland was coming out, and I was like, oh, I got to defend Michael. That's it. I just know what I have to do in my life. This is my purpose. I got to defend him. And,
Right.
just how much I've grown as a person throughout this process. I just know it was nothing that God like that led me here. So it's
Mm-hmm.
weird. It's like, I feel like God used Michael to bring me to him. You know what I'm saying? It's very complex. Like it's a real long story, but that's the simplest I could make it for you. Like I just feel like God used Michael, brought him into my life to transition me as a person, because I would never be the person that's on here talking to you. Like I would be so scared. I'll be the person in the comments scared to talk. Like that was me, you
Yeah.
know. But now I'm just boisterous and I'm loud and I'm not afraid to say what's on my mind, like regardless of who got to say what about it. So yeah, I mean that's kind of how I came to God.
Then then he picked you for something.
I do believe that. I do believe that. I'm actually,
We
I
all have
do.
our task here, I believe.
We do, and like when I first got into the community, I felt like I was much more influential, but unfortunately, I got into it with a big um influencer in the community, so it hasn't been the same since. But like at the end of the day, people know how I feel about Michael. They know I will forever defend him, and I think that's the only thing that matters, regardless of anything else.
Yeah, like I said, it's not important how many people are listening. It's
Mm-hmm.
about those people that listen. They have to get the message.
Right.
There is so much that you or me or whoever in chat can do, and have thousands of hundreds of thousands, even million followers. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
whoever sells their soul to the devil can have as many followers as they want, as much money as they want. But you're going to be richer eventually if you um will speak about what you believe in, and if you are
Right.
willing to speak the truth, and
Mm-hmm.
whatever the consequences, because speaking the truth, definitely these days, it's not easy.
Oh yeah.
It's
Mm-hmm.
it's scary sometimes. I
Mm-hmm.
lost a whole bunch of friends, family members even, over speaking the truth about everything. I mean, I
Oh
talk about
yeah.
everything. I have an opinion about everything. I'm not saying
Mm-hmm.
I'm right about everything. People always
Right.
say, "Oh, you always want to be right." No, I don't want to always want to be right. I'm just not
Mm-hmm.
following the media like you do. I want to talk about this. I want to have a discussion about it, and I want to see what is real and what is not real, and I should be able to speak about that. And
Right.
I think that's very important, and that's way more important if you speak the truth, like the Bible says. If you make one believer, there's a party in heaven.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
Yep.
God doesn't care about your millions of followers on Instagram. you know
Nope.
uh if you're doing stupid shit or demonic shit, or pleasing
Right.
Satan with your
Nope.
no, no, he doesn't care about that, but he will care about that one person that you put on the right path. And
Absolutely.
that
Absolutely.
is what you always have to keep in mind. It doesn't matter how many people listen to me. It doesn't matter if some people might get mad at me for speaking the truth, because at the
Yeah.
end, that's the best thing I can do for myself and for others.
And it's funny because I think that's what God was trying to show me. Like, and I just wasn't getting it because I felt like if I reached more people, like I felt like if the numbers were bigger, then I was reaching more people. But that's not necessarily true. You know what I'm saying? Like
Nope.
the small, actually the smaller your platform is, the more intimate you can be with people, and the more authentic you can be with people. The bigger it is, you kind of become more commercial in a way, you know.
Right.
So
Right. And you have people that follow you for no specific reason.
mhm.
Some
Mhm.
people follow certain girls on Instagram because they want to look at their tits, but there's actually no
Right.
content.
Right.
If they find better tits, they go look at the better tits. That's how people are, and definitely on big
Mhm.
Instagram things like that. While when you might think that you have a small following, but if you
Mhm.
have like, let's say, a group of about 10, 20 people that are regularly in your chat, and you involve these people like you do too in your chats, and you have discussions, and you're not afraid to speak the truth, you come eventually to good discussions that make sense to people. And
Mhm.
even though maybe only 10 or 20 people might have listened, those 10 or 20 people are going to pay it forward.
Right.
So they're going to discuss that. I'm not want to I don't want to say conditioning, but in a way it is conditioning people to think for themselves and to have their own discussions with other
Right.
people.
Absolutely.
So they might go to work and talk with people, or they might go to the store and talk to people, and
Mhm.
that goes from 10 people to thousands of people eventually.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
your audience is much bigger than you think, you just don't see them.
Right. Absolutely. And it's funny because when I went to MJ1 in August, well, last year, um a lot of people were coming up to me like, "Oh, you inspire me." And I'm just like, "Girl, what?" It
Girl,
be three
what?
people. It's three people in my life. What you mean I inspire you? Oh, I watched that one live you did, and did it. I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad I could, help. I don't know what."
Yeah, but that's a good reaction. That's a good reaction too.
Right.
It's
So,
that you think,
yeah.
oh, really, really, okay, oh,
Right.
fine.
Right.
I'm
Right.
glad it worked for you.
Right. I'm glad, it worked out. All right.
No, it shouldn't be your goal either
Right.
to be the. That's why I said earlier, I hate the word follower. Everyone is
Mm-hmm.
welcome to join my life if they want. It's not like I
Yes.
am this holding this monologue. I want to push my theory. But we have, I mean, other people in our life. We don't always agree with each other, but we have an
Mm-hmm.
honest discussion. We can just say anything on my channel. You can say anything. I
Yes.
really don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And if I think you're wrong, I will tell you why I think you're wrong. I won't just tell you you were wrong. No, I will
Mm-hmm.
tell you why I think you're wrong. And it
Right.
doesn't mean that I want to convince you. I just want you to think about it. And I expect the same from other people. People should challenge each other a little bit more, and
Mm-hmm.
instead of just going by everything someone says.
Right.
And
And just being a yes man. But it opens up conversation, and,
right,
and it opens your mind to a different thinking pattern than you're used to. It's challenging. And I think people are just afraid of that confrontation. Like, oh, if we go back and forth about something, then we can't be cool after this. No, it's a part of growing up is learning how to agree and disagree.
exactly that. And I put that besides your personal relationship. You can have a
Hmm.
heated argument and disagree on something very, very much, but you can still be friends,
Right.
And some people don't
Exactly.
understand that. I have people that literally don't want to see me in my real life anymore because we had a heated discussion on Facebook, and I'm like, dude, really? Really? That was nothing personal. I just disagreed with you. Plus, my
Right.
arguments were better, and you're
Exactly.
just mad.
Exactly, girl. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, like I said, like some of the biggest arguments that I got into in the fandom was because I disagreed and I chose to speak up about it. And people didn't like that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like in this community, I just really try to be the best person, the best version of myself that I want to be. I just want to be a good person, help people the way Jesus said and the way, Michael said too, in his music. So
Right.
that's just what I want to be. So I give everybody a fair chance. Like if somebody like people would say something about you, for example, they could say, "Oh, she's mean, she's this, she's nasty," and I'm like, "Well, me and her just had a great conversation, so I don't see what you see, but I'm still open up to still have a conversation with her because we can't judge people based off of other
No, you can't. You have
opinions."
to have a conversation. You have to
Mm-hmm.
talk to each other to see because so many people think that I am a complete fucking utter bitch, which is
Mm-hmm.
sometimes true. To some people, I am. No, I mean, but if I
I'm
am,
falling out my
if I'm a
chair.
bitch to you, you deserved it.
Period.
I
Period.
definitely can be. I'm not saying that I am an
Right.
angel.
But
Not
you're
at
not just
all.
addressing everything being a BITCH. You're not doing that. It's like, if you
No.
try me, then you're going to see.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'll bite your head out. I really
All
will.
right.
But if you treat me with respect, and I'm not asking
Hmm.
anyone to agree with me. You can completely disagree with me, but I'm an adult, and I like to have an adult discussion about certain things. And if you can't do that, then yeah, go fuck off then. I can be complete bitch. Yeah, some people really just screwed me over. Don't screw me over. You'll be fine as long as you don't screw me
Period.
over. Right.
Period. Like exactly. I'm the same way. I'm very nice, but if somebody come for me, I will get on here and be like, you know what? I'm sorry, Jesus. I'm gonna repent after this. But let me tell you one mother
I'm sorry,
damn.
Jesus. I'm gonna repent
I'm
after
gonna
this.
repent after
After
this.
this.
Like, girl, what you doing? I know Jesus would be like, Lord Hammer, what is
Oh
wrong?
God. Oh, that's funny. Oh, sorry. You just you just ask forgiveness before you do it.
Right, just before you do it, and then maybe afterwards too. I don't know.
Oh my
But
God. Well, remember Jesus threw with tables and shit in the temple
yes,
too.
I saw
So
that. I was like, oh, Jesus gangster. He's throwing tables and stuff. Like he was upset.
yeah,
I
he
was
was no
like,
pussy.
yeah, he wasn't. He was, and that's the thing. People think Jesus was just all, like la 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 la. No, he was turning tables, and God flooded this whole earth with everybody on it, child, except for Noah and them.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then they have this picture of Jesus hanging everywhere, one of those metrosexual blonde men with
Oh,
men buns and stuff. Yeah, that was not what he looked
oh
like.
my goodness, I can't. I can't. That's a whole nother story.
That's a whole nother
But
story. Yes.
But Souza, I have to get out of here. My phone is like dying. It's so annoying. But I do want to thank you for joining, and maybe we
You're
could do this
very
again
welcome.
sometime.
Oh, I'm
You
always
know.
open to it. Yeah, I
Um,
like I honestly I like being on other people's channel even more because I don't
mhm.
have to keep the conversation going myself. It's amazing. Maybe you can
No,
come
I
in
hear
our
you.
chat one day too. Would
Oh
be
yeah,
fun.
that would be fun.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
how are you now on the did I convince you a little bit more? Are you now 60-40 instead of fifty
Oh,
fifty?
you know what? I think we got to talk more about it, like in the DMs.
Yes, yes,
Because
yes.
I told you I done encountered a lot of Looney Tunes. So it's like it's
Oh,
hard for
there's
me to like
so
look at
many.
things now and be like, okay, this is this because I just encountered so many crazy people.
Oh yeah, there's so many crazies.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm sane. I mean, I can be. No, but let's be honest. I have really weird shit going on too. I mean, I'm not entirely um innocent in that part,
No, but
but
at least you know. Like, see,
at
that's the
least I
thing.
know.
Yeah, these
Yeah.
people don't know they're fucking Looney. Okay, let me stop cursing.
Yeah.
Girl, let me get out of here because this phone is on
Ah,
8%. Thank you again, and I'm gonna message you after this.
okay, that's cool. Thank you for the chat. It was awesome. Thanks everyone in chat.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys, so I will be linking her videos to the twin theories and the death hoax and everything in the description box. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I love you guys, but since my phone is ghetto, I got to get out of here. Bye. Thank you, Souza. And thank you, everybody, for joining.